All right, hey, how are you? Teague here. Thanks for coming into the live stream. We're gonna jump right in. I've been away from the live streams a bit, away from the videos a little bit, but that's all about to change. Hold on, we need a light. That's how unprepared I was. Okay, here we go. Let's jump in. Ed Sheeran, Perfect. This one's a really fun one to play, a super fun one to play and sing. On the record, he uses it's a capo on the first fret. We're gonna do it without the capo in the key of G, which if you notice a lot of his live videos, that's what he's doing. So here's what we're doing. It's in 12/8. Index and middle finger, so if you've never finger picked before, this is going to be a great lesson to finger pick. You're going to basically put your third finger here of your fret hand on the third fret of your second string, the B string. It gives us a D. We're going to play with index and middle here, the third string, your G string, and the second string, hey Dave, how are you? The second string with the middle finger. These two fingers are going to pluck together up. Eric, how are you? And what we're going to do is, because we're in 12/8, we're going to play eighth notes. We're going to play 12 in one measure. We could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It gets a little hard. I typically count to 6 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice I'm putting a little bit of an accent on 1, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 10. Notice I had to count there. Because those would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those would be where the pulses would be. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. Just a little tiny accent. So I've got my two fingers just playing strings 3 and 2. The great thing about this tune is this never changes. So you just leave this third finger on that fret of the second string, play that open G, and then that second string, and we're going to do these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Neat? Well, I'm good, Eric. How are you? I'm going to get in and hang with everybody here at the end. I just want to get the kind of the content rolling here. I have some kind of fun stuff too to share with everybody too. So now let's do there's not much to this song. We're starting with a G, so we're going to put our second finger on this G here. So this technically is not a G chord because we're only hearing a G, another high G, and a D. It's really like a G power chord, so it would be rated as G5. But to call it a G chord wouldn't actually be accurate because it does not have a B. It does not have the third degree, which is that note that determines whether a chord is major or minor, right? The B to the B flat. Anyway, sidetrack, ignore that. Okay. So this G we're going to hit, and we're just going to let it ring for that measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we just let it ring, hit it when we hit the index. So you might have to practice those all. So the thumb is kind of plucking down, the index and middle are plucking up. You can even, if you're totally new to finger picking and you're finding this like, whoa, how do I do that? You can just pick them all if you want to just practice the way that feels. But ideally we would like to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gets super easy. Measure 2 is an E minor 7th. I'll explain why it's E minor 7th, but all we're doing is getting rid of this second finger here for the open E. And again, we'll play those 12s, again trying to accent the 1, the 4, the 7, and the 10 to kind of create that pulse. 1, 2, 3. I might be exaggerating it a little bit just so you can hear it. So I had the G, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The reason it's called E minor 7th, in this case we have an E, which is the root of the chord. We have a G, the open G is still ringing, which is the third of the chord, so we can call it E minor this time. And the D is representing the 7th. So if I go E, F, G, remember, alphabet letter starts over A, B, C, D. I get 7 notes higher. So we're not going to get into the theory of that exactly, but it's E minor 7th. That's the sound we're hearing. For somebody who might think, well, aren't we missing a note? We're missing the 5th, the B. But the B is not a very important chord tone because if you know anything about the harmonic structure, we're hearing that sound anyway. Again, that's for way later lessons for sure. Okay, after, so we have the G. We're doing 12 eighth notes, right? One measure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Open E. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to go to C, so the third fret of the A string now, of the fifth string. I'm just using my middle finger again and I'm popping it down. You'll notice if you listen carefully on this one, he's actually hitting this. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. He's hitting it on 6 and then again on 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't have to do that. You can just leave that C ring like we did the E and the G. But if you want to be closer to the record, you'll notice. You'll hear it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that so loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Notice I counted to 6 that time twice. Remember I said at the beginning, it's sometimes easier to count to 6 twice than to count to 10. Because when you start getting into 10, 11, 12, those don't roll off the tongue as easy as 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it's up to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good? Now we go to the D, little tiny change. Thumb moves down to the D string. We are actually going to grab a D chord. Index and middle, I guess I kind of told you they stayed on the strings 2 and 3 the whole time. They don't actually. The most part they do, but they don't here. Here they're going to move to strings 1 and 2. And we have our regular D chord, which you probably know, right? First finger on the second fret of your second string, second finger on the second fret of your first string, third finger on the third fret of your second string. So we have the thumb on 4, index and middle have moved to 1 and 2. We're going to go, there's kind of something kind of cool here, but the simple part of it is you could just do this for 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if you wanted. However, what is kind of neat is he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically on 4, he drops the pinky in to make it a D sus 4. So the pinky is coming into the third fret of that first string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's one other little tiny thing. He hammers it, which actually means you hit strings 1 and 2 with the D chord, and you just hammer this pinky on as opposed to dropping it in and hitting the string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get that little, sounds like a grace note. That's how we'd write it too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only for 4, 5, 6, and then you take the pinky off again for the rest of the measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Neat. So again, you can just hold the D through that. You don't have to do that, but that's kind of cool. You know, that's like a cool little thing. And if you've played a little while and you want to try to make the song, you know, cool, then I would add that. Okay, so here's what we have all together. G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. E. Now I have the C, where I can add that. Drop my fingers. Starts again. Now the next time, this is the second time we're on it. This is the same. 1, 2, 3. Put the pinky in. You come back and you would stop on 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's the little break there. And then it's still the verse continues. What changes now is you'll notice the bass comes in on the record, and what is it? Finger snaps maybe, or some percussion thing. I can't remember now. I'd have to hear the song. Something comes in, some sort of rhythmic thing, and the bass is going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. So 1 and then the 6. And again, I'm counting back to 6 twice again. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's up to you. And again, you don't have to add that, but if if you're playing it and singing it, it's fun to kind of incorporate, keep adding something so it gets a little more. I'm thinking of potentially doing I haven't done a cover in a long time, and like I said, I'm going to explain here at the end. I have a whole bunch kind of fun things happening, and I'll explain that here at the end. But yeah, so I would probably try to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice there is an open A, B, so A, the open A, 5th string, 2nd fret of your 2nd string, then to the C. Those you'll do together. And that's going, when you go from the G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3. Yeah, that must be 10, 11, 11, 12. So the C falls on 1. That would have to be 11, 12. Sorry, I didn't plan that out. I just realized as I was playing it, there's that little A, B, C thing. But that would have to go from the E minor. So the G, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 1. Right, 11, 12, 1, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last part of the E minor, that A would fall on the 11, the B would fall on the 12, and then the C would fall on 1. So that makes sense, right? C would have to fall on 1. So actually, when I first said you would go together, actually, you could, I guess. Yeah, actually, that part stays the same. Hey, for preparation. Okay, so that's basically, oh yeah, right, there's one other little change. And then we're to the chorus, and that's pretty much the tune, although there's this little... I really like that. I think we only hear it once in it. It's a... That's that little string part that comes in. So if we can kind of incorporate that string part if we do that descending line like that. I notice when he does it live, he does a descending thing with the open chords. Okay, so let's get back. So we had the verse. No, so when we said that the bass came in and did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, right? There's that part is repeated twice. However, there's one little tiny change with the end. So the first time, the G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 4, 5, 6, 1, and then the C. Now the first time it goes back to G to D. So it does the G for half the measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the D for the other half of the measure. And I don't believe there's any fancy D sus4 thing there. I think you're just going to play D, leave index and middle on 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 repeats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. This is the second time we hear the bass. Now here's where it's a little different. It just goes to D and stops, and then we're going to the chorus. Does it make sense? So there's just one little tiny difference there in the verse, and then so basically you had that whole progression was repeating 4 times total, and then to the chorus. And the chorus is going. We're going to still continue the same thing, but what's really cool about the chorus, and this is a very popular pop song thing, where you have a chord progression. So you notice these are actually the same chords. The order has changed a little bit, so a very popular pop chord thing. And even a more popular pop chord thing is that if you, so notice we had one chord per measure. Now we're going to go 2 chords per measure. So it almost sounds like everything has sped up. I mean, the tempo hasn't sped up. The tempo is the same, but the chords are moving by twice as quick. So it creates this kind of impression of something has changed and become more exciting. So it's a very kind of pop song kind of thing to do, and it's very effective, right? So now what that means is we're going to start the chorus with E minor, and this again, same chords, different order, and this gives us kind of a new, almost sounding like a new harmonic structure. So again, a very important thing to songwriting to change it up. And we'll go E minor 7th, but everything's the same, but we're only going to do this for half the measure. So basically counting to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to go to the C. And I don't think I explained this, but this C is actually called C add 9 because of this D in there. But we wouldn't really just call it a C chord, we'd have to call it a C add 9, but let's save that maybe for the end of the video. So, chorus, E minor, it's a C, then to G, then to D. E minor, C, G, D. Isn't that neat? So those chords are going by twice as fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D. Very clever, right? And it kind of, you know, and that's our chorus. And that's pretty much the tune with the exception of this. We have a few different ways we can play that, because like I said on the record, it's the string does the... That's the string, like a violin part come descending. Oh, I missed something. He learned the Jason Mraz tune. That's awesome. So they're just staying. I don't know how to pronounce the name there. Coca maybe? Coca. But just commenting to say that he learned one of my videos in 2011. Isn't that nuts? It's 9 years ago. I know. It trips me out when I look back at how long I've been doing this. Fun. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being in here. That's awesome. And Eric too. Thanks, David too. Yes, absolutely, guys. And I'll explain kind of. David says the girls will all be throwing himself at him if he learns this song. Maybe, I don't know, but it's a great song and it's a lot of fun to play and sing. For anybody that wants to play and sing it. So let's do the little. Let's do that little descending thing, and then we've kind of have the tune. And like I said, I have on my list of things to do. I'd like to do a cover of it. So I haven't done a cover in a long time, and then I'll explain some of the other things that are kind of fun and happening. So here's what we're going to do for that. So the descending part is essentially going from a G. It's like a D/F sharp chord, really. We could also kind of almost think of it as F sharp minor, but it's not really, I guess, because F sharp minor would have a C sharp in it. That changes the tonal color, so we definitely want to call it D with F sharp in the bass, an E minor, a D, and a C. So what I'm using for these ones, I'm using, it's basically this G chord for those who know it, which is your open A chord, right? Moved up, whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G. For those who have followed me for a while, no, if not, you can follow the links. I meant to wear, you know what's funny is this shirt is so old, and I think this is the shirt that I'm using on the channel picture, and I just realized it's really starting to show its age. I was gonna put on a brand new shirt for this, and then I forgot. I had big plans. Okay, but here's what I'm gonna do to follow suit with everything we've done in this song so far. We're just gonna keep our index and middle on 2 and 3, and then our thumb will stay on the 5th string here for this. We have a couple different ways we can play this. These are basically moving 1 beat each. So you know how we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can either go bass plop plop, bass plop plop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you could go thumb index middle, thumb index middle, thumb index middle. You could play it that way too. Oh, you can actually play it a ton of different ways, but those are the two we'll look at, and you can kind of decide which one works better for you. Oh, which just remind really fast. When I was watching just a very quick clip of Ed Sheeran playing it live, and live, I think I might have already said this, but he does play it without a capo. He plays it in the key we're playing it in, which makes sense, a little bit easier to sing, right? It's 1/2 step lower. So he in that live video, he's actually not doing the one that I saw anyway. I'm sure he probably plays it a few different ways, but he was actually kind of doing a 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. He was doing something along this line. Something like that, kind of picking a 1 2 3 4 5 6. So just for anybody who maybe was watching any of his videos, you'll notice he does that too, which is another very cool option. In that case, I'm using index, middle, and ring so that I can get this 1 2 3 4 5 6, and I'm going string 6 4 with my index. Middle's playing the third. Now my ring is playing the second, so I can go 6 4 3 2 3 4, and you notice if I do that, that's 6 notes. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I use this to teach a lot of things for beginner players, and if you're playing something in 6/8 or 12/8, this is a great way so that the bass always ends up back on 1 or 7, right? So for a pulse. Anyways, but that's what he's doing in the live thing. Okay, so let's come back to this. So I said we're playing, it's basically a G chord, but we're just playing strings 2 and 3 here. So we have the pinky on the 12th fret of the second string, third finger on the 12th fret of the third string. And my index is playing G, 10th fret of your 5th string. Our options, we said, thumb on 5, index and middle going 2 and 3 for 2 beats, 1 2 3, or break it up, thumb, index, middle. You could even do it thumb, middle, index if you wanted. It's up to you. Whatever sound you like the best. You could just go 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. You could also just hold them. So we go from the G. When we back it up here, we're going to go to basically, it's, again, you may kind of look at and think of it as an F sharp minor chord, but it's not quite, because we would need this C sharp here, and I'm not playing it. So we're really just playing F sharp. So the first finger came back a half step to the 9th fret of that A string, 5th string, F sharp. And then we have the third finger, which was on the 12th fret of the third string, is moving back to the 11th. So basically 1 and 3 just slid back a half step each. The pinky disappeared though, and the middle finger came in here to play the 10th fret of that second string. Like I said, we're going to call this a D/F sharp. And again, same thing, you can go thumb. Remember, these are the same. Thumbs on 5, index and middle are on 1 and 2, or sorry, 2 and 3. Or back the whole thing up a whole step to give a C minor. So then we're going to come back another whole step to give us D. This one is going to look like the G you started on, but back in 5th position. So you have the 5th fret, then the 7th fret for both your 3rd and 4th, your middle finger and your index finger. And then back a whole step for C. So we went G, the C, you notice we did for 2 measures, we did it twice, and the G we did it for twice. Notice, Koga, yeah, very good. Yeah, the stream will be up there, so you can learn this whenever. I also have some material on the site to go with it, and I may do like a lesson. Well, again, I'm going to explain that all here in a minute, as I'm almost done this part, and then, yeah, and you'll notice I was kind of doing a combination. I was going down as combination kind of right of the verses. So it's up to you, mix it up, keep it all the same. Really probably whatever is, you know, the easiest to start with. And then once you have that, so you can piece it all together, then start, you know, mixing it up in different ways. But generally, especially if you're singing it, you want to keep the playing part pretty simple until you're feeling pretty comfortable about singing it and playing it. Because obviously when you sing and play it, your brain is now divided 2 different, well, few different ways, right? Trying to remember lyrics, trying to sing in tune, and then of course play the guitar. So it just takes a bit of time. The really nice thing about this tune, though, for playing and singing is that beginning part is a great one to practice, where you're just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, they're a great song, right? Beautiful lyrics, beautiful writing, so simple but so pretty and clever and beautiful, and it makes sense that it had the attention that it had and did as well as it did, really, right? But I've always loved that about music is sometimes, very simple but well done, right? Can make Koga saying, go ahead, sing. I don't think I could at the moment. You may notice a couple things. One, my throat is a mess. I've been fighting a bit of a cold, and but I will, I promise. But I would like to do it properly and do a cover and, sing it a few times before I would just sing it right now. But I'm gonna do it because I haven't done a cover in a while, and I really want to do a cover in a while. So. Yeah, no, I think I'm okay. I think it's just a cold. I think it's just a little bit of a scratchy throat, sniffly nose. It's just hanging around the last couple days. I'll be fine. But I just gotta up my water intake, and I'll be fine. So anyway, I hope everybody kind of had fun with that. So I'm just gonna a couple other things before I sign off. But you're gonna see me much more regularly for a few reasons. So for those who have followed me for a while. Know that I have earned my living playing music my entire life, 19 till I was, I'm now, I don't even want to say this, 48. That's how old I am. But until I was 46, I earned my living as a professional musician, and I was very, very lucky and grateful, and maybe not as grateful as I should have been, maybe didn't realize how lucky I was. Anyway, and for those that know, I own musiclearning.com, and it does have members, and they help pay some bills, but not all of the bills. So a couple of years ago, when the Roxy gig ended, and I was on the casino circuit a little bit and things, and really decided I didn't really want to continue in the bar scene or anything. I like theaters, like that size venue, and the Roxy was a blast. Anyway, blah 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 blah. I decided it was time I was actually going to have to get a real job. My mom likes to call it a real job. So I did, and I'm working basically selling things people can't pay for. So, which is kind of fun because I love cars. So it's Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and we just got a 2016 McLaren came in, and motorcycles and yachts, and yeah. So we're essentially working for a collection agency, but I'm in the part of reselling the things people can't pay for. Anyway, as far as the job goes, I like it, and it's my first 9 to 5, 40-hour a week, which is different. Making it a little bit harder. I have worked on the member section of the site, though, pretty consistently while I've had this job. Like, I've been very busy because I don't want to really keep doing that forever. I would like to get back to what it is I was supposed to be doing, which I feel it, right? And I've always written, and for some of you, tripfuse is my band, which I would love to see performing again. Again, being that I feel I'm 48. I feel I'm a bit old to... because I still write stuff that's kind of geared more towards younger people, and, I'm a dad. So, I don't know what's going on here with my hands. Anyway, so, now look what's happened. I've gotten completely off track. Anyway, oh yeah, here's the exciting thing. So I have recently, decided, okay, I've been at the job for 2 years. That's fine. I've learned a lot. Like I said, I've kind of had some fun. Like I love cars, and anyway. So here's where it's at. So I have decided. I started an Instagram channel. There's no pictures on it yet. It's just Teague Purtell. You can look it up, find me, and follow me if you'd like. And of course the YouTube channel has always, well, it did super well years ago. Was growth that was just kind of go boom, 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 and then. The Roxy took over, rock and roll, sex, drugs, alcohol, the whole thing, and the YouTube thing kind of, slowed down, and then anyway, it's kind of been a little bit up and down. But so the point being that I've come to this just decision that okay, enough's enough. I got to get back doing what it is that I love to do, and that's music and sharing music, and because I've been writing a whole bunch lately, and I've been goofing around with the looper pedals again, which some of you may have watched the looping pedal stuff I have on the channel. And so anyway, the plan is Instagram I'm going to kind of use as the catalyst, the fire, the spark to kind of really take everything a little bit more seriously and really try to get at doing it. And, you know, and I guess to build any kind of following on Instagram these days, you have to post pretty regularly. And as some of you know, I'm not really very good at sharing too much about my public life a little bit. The dog barks and comes into the video, and that's about the extent of my sharing my, other than what I tell you here. So anyway, yeah, so the point is I'm going to try to post regularly. I'm, you know, working on having a paradigm shift in my head that's going to allow me to not worry about what people think or whether this post is good or who cares. You know, that's a big thing, right? Who wants to see a picture of the tree in my backyard? Nobody. I don't care. I'm going to show you a picture of the tree in my backyard because it's a pretty nice looking red maple. So you're going to get a picture of that in the Instagram feed. Anyway, but with that comes I'm going to make more content. So more YouTube, more, and the Instagram thing, because it's guitar, my plan is to kind of the core of it will be these looping pedal videos of my original stuff, the tripfuse kind of stuff. And then I won't put lessons on Instagram. They'll stay on YouTube. But again, I can't do a looping pedal video every day because there's quite a bit of work prepping for them and getting ready for them. So in between, I'm gonna, you know, work to kind of share my life and see if I'm able to do that online. And then in conjunction with how it works this morning, and sorry if I'm ignoring anybody. I'm coming back to read everybody's things here in just a second. I realize there's people commenting and I'm not saying anything, and that's the point of the live stream. So I'm coming back to read everybody's things here in just a second. Yeah, but that's, anyway, I just want to share that. So Teague Purtell is the Instagram thing. I'm just about to start it. I'm just in talks with somebody now that is big in content creation, and we're kind of coming up with a little bit of a plan because I can't really just kind of go at it completely haphazardly. Yeah, but the point is, hopefully, not hopefully, I take that back, take the hopefully back. What is going to happen is I'm going to start creating lots of more lessons for the YouTube channel. The live streams we're going to get back on doing regularly, but I want to fill in the space between the live streams with the regular videos because I think those are a little bit better for learning than the live streams, but the live streams are fun and more personal. And then, yeah, and then the Instagram and Facebook, I'll share the content on that because I should, and I'm really bad at that, but I will. That's part of the talks with the content creation people. Like, I'm going to, you know, we're going to do what I'm supposed to do for all of this. And I guess the biggest thing in the Instagram thing is I'm going to document the process. So let's see how long it takes me to go from working full-time in something that, again, I like doing what I'm doing, but it's not me, to getting back to what it is I should be doing on a daily basis, which is helping everybody else learn guitar and feel my joy and love of music, all elements of music, writing it, playing it. And yeah, and I'm going to document the process as I go. Okay, let me answer some stuff here for people. And I was recently just on YouTube reading through comments that I'm really bad at doing that, so I'm going to try to devote a certain amount of time a day to answering everybody's comments on YouTube. And there is a lot of very, very sweet comments, and I am incredibly grateful for all of the comments that everybody has left through the years. And if you're one of those, thank you so much. And yeah, and there's people saying that they have been following me for over a decade and learning lessons. Well, just Coca here just said that too. Okay, so a lot of stuff here to read. I just gotta see what I've missed. Not all of this will be probably super. Eric just so we were talking about whether the girls would throw yourself at them for learning a song like Perfect and singing it, and Eric, this was funny. He said that they throw themselves at him until he starts to sing, and then it goes the other way. So, and Coca says he's going to work on this lesson later. Yeah, it's just kind of, I guess, all the comments just kind of talking in between, like, or talking with each other, but, and yeah, just wishing me the best of luck. So, yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's about it. So let's see what happens, right? I'm considering today, February 26, 2020, as the start. Well, the first Instagram post will be the very big start. But I'm hoping that's, well, probably, yeah, I'm hoping that's tomorrow. It won't be, this is the trick with still working a full-time job and making this all happen. But I'm gonna make it happen. Anyway, I'm gonna say bye for now. Have fun learning this tune. Stay tuned for the cover. I'll get it covered up. Thanks, Eric. That's awesome. Yeah, have fun with that. I'll put a cover up, and then probably a lesson too. And oh yeah, and Dave says make sure to put a link on the Instagram, or to link Instagram from the YouTube page. Good idea, Dave. That's probably the very first thing I should do. So I'll do that as soon as I end this. I'll do that. And yeah, that's it. You know what, David? I think that I'm going to check it out again. Dave's asking if I saw the link to it, or this video of his guitars. I think I did check it out briefly, but I'm going to check it out again. After, I'm going to check it out as soon as I've done that. Also part of my, you know, the new me, to spend a little bit of time answering people's questions and, you know, just being more social. So anyway, hey, thank you, Coca. Well, hopefully I'll see you back in here. When I'm doing them regularly, we tend to see a lot of familiar names and faces. Hopefully you become one of them, and like I said, I'll be back doing them regularly. So yeah, that's it. But anyway, guys, thanks for being in here, and girls, and for, you know, the love. It's great, and for the support, and it's exciting. Let's see what happens next. And yeah, I'll probably see you probably the same time next week. Although I am going to start mixing up the times I do the live streams, because again, you know, talking to people, it's like I have to find other times, because there may be better times that work on the whole. I don't know. This has just been the time I've picked because it worked for me, but I am going to experiment with some other times too. So okay, so everybody have fun. Stay tuned for the cover. It's coming. That's what I was supposed to sing. Okay, later everyone. We'll see you soon. Thanks again for being in here so much. Okay, bye.